Oh my gosh, this is such a difficult question because like...
Oh, I'm getting emotional. Yeah, it's hard. I feel like loneliness is really hard for me because I'm constantly surrounded by people, but at the same time, like when I see people connecting and understanding each other, that's when I feel lonely. Is when I feel like I don't have anybody that understands me in that depth. Oh, I'm getting emotional. But I feel like that's when I feel lonely, is when I see people connecting on a deep level, when they don't have to say things, and like you just have that person that understands you, you know?
You feel like you don't have anyone?
Yeah,
like
no,
that?
I don't. And it sucks 'cause I'm such a f***ing romantic, but I think loneliness for me, it comes from like love, you know? Like loving somebody and not having them there, like that's f***ing lonely. Like knowing that they're living their lives and yeah, it's hard. Fuck that guy. I'm just kidding.
When I was a child, my mother was not able to take care of our family, and I was put into a receiving home for children. So probably then would probably be the ultimate one that sticks in my head.
How old were you?
I was 8 years old.
I had a person in my life who passed away very violently, and I couldn't talk about it for a long time. And that made me feel really lonely because there was a lot of shame and guilt that came with that. Because he killed himself and somebody else. The like loneliness of that feeling and knowing that no one else could like understand was extremely isolating and definitely really, really lonely.
The loneliest time I've ever been was when I had to live in St. Vincent de Paul over at 12th and Imperial pretty much for 4 years. And they're just homeless shelters for family and certain individuals. And I lived there for about 4 years.
So you were homeless for 4 years?
Uh-huh. It's hard to explain like how you don't feel like you're connected to the community. You're no longer part of the whole world anymore. You feel so left out in that space. It's so much emptiness where you feel like even interacting with people is really hard to even just say simple things like this.
Pretty much just always lonely, but like not in a bad way. I just like keep to myself and like always alone, but it's like fine by me.
So you kind of prefer your life to be that way, it sounds like.
I mean, it's like parallel, like me wanting it to be that way and just like how it falls.
Okay, I see.
So it just works out, I guess, or maybe I'm just used to it.
It's like, which one do I pick? So, you know, so I would say recent years, the longest time I felt was coming out to my family as being like bisexual and having that talk and like losing friends on the way. So I went through the whole phase of it's like an infection or something, like, you know, don't tell your littlest brother, he might turn out the same way kind of thing. So it's like, you know, it's not true, yeah. It's like an old coming out story in a sense, you know. At least I'm not the 50-year-old guy that's barely like, you know, 3 divorces in and like finally like feeling like I'm like taking a hold of my life, you know, doing it now.
My husband died not too long ago, so I've never lived by myself, and it's lonely. It's gonna be 4 years now, but it's still lonely.
What's the loneliest you've ever felt?
Oh man.
I don't remember the loneliest I've ever felt.
You could just say it.
Getting divorced?
Yes.
That's the loneliest I've ever felt.
That is true.
Other than that, I don't remember any other time.
So can you explain to us why that was such a lonely time?
Oh my god.
It just, I don't know, it just felt empty that day. Okay. You know, the day itself felt empty and weird. But that's probably the loneliest. I don't feel lonely ever since then.
Is this your son?
My grandson.
Your grandson.
Yeah.
That's why I don't feel.
That's why what?
That's why I don't feel lonely, because
When I was 7 and my mom went to rehab, and so that was like the first time I really felt lonely, because it was my first day of school and like all the other parents were with their kids taking them on the first day of school, and then I only had my dad and they all had like their dad along. So
just like, at least like the loneliest feeling to me would probably be the feeling, not that no one's around, but just like no matter who you try to explain something to, that nobody will understand what you're saying.
When was the loneliest I've ever felt would probably be about 2 years ago when I lost someone really close to me. What happened, pretty much, he was going through a hard time and he did want me to be in a relationship that I did not want to be in, but I did it anyway and ended up losing all of my friends, and he ended up killing himself. And I stopped reaching out to people because nobody was everyone stopped being my friend while I was with him. So I didn't really have anyone after that. Yeah.
Did he commit suicide while you guys were in a relationship together, or after?
It was after I ended it.
The loneliest I've ever felt was when I was 15, and I was in high school, and I had literally no friends, and people always made fun of me. That's probably the loneliest.
I usually just feel lonely around the summertime because I'm not very good at asking people to hang out. Especially during COVID time, because I've just sort of been staying on the computer doing nothing. So that's about the loneliest I feel.
That was definitely sophomore year when I was in high school. I am in college now, so I was always in class, always the last person to be chosen on the table groups, always the last person to be chosen when there was any ever like a group project. And it was horrible. Like, I used art as my coping mechanism. I'd just be that sad kid in the corner drawing all my art projects, and no one ever wanted to come up to me, and I didn't want to go up to them because I just didn't feel connected to any of them. If I could describe it in one word, it would be lonely.
I grew up without a proper family, so I've always felt like lonely. I always feel like I'm alone, like in everything.
I was pregnant with my last baby, and I went through something called antenatal depression. It was really lonely, where you just it's like postpartum, but before the baby's born. So it was really hard. You just feel like alone, and it's super sad, and you just don't know why, but it's really just your hormones working against you. But that was a really tough question.
I'm so sorry. Is it okay that you're talking about it? Are you okay with that?
No, I'm fine.
Do you feel better now, or do you still feel it sometimes?
I think after kids, everything always changes. Your body, your hormones, everything is different. It does change you. So I do still suffer with depression and anxiety. But I also have trauma from my past and when I was a kid, so that might help. That might not help. But that was my loneliest time. Even though I had great family, great support, I just still felt empty. And it was really sad because I was carrying a life. And I knew he felt it. So it was a really hard and traumatizing experience.
If someone's going through it right now, what would you tell them to help them get through it?
Take time to do things that make you happy. It's so important. It's okay to feel alone. But the point is to not just stay in that. You have to get out, cry. Talk to people that love you. And just make sure you get up every day. Get up every day, open your windows, bring in that light. Just give yourself more positive, because it'll really drag you. People don't understand pregnancy and women's hormones, but you are not alone. We are all here. People see you.
Hey everyone, before you go, there's something I wanted to share with you. So you'll notice today that there's a join button next to the subscribe button on my YouTube channel, and I just wanted to explain to you why I decided to put that there. So I have a pretty crazy dream where I'm hoping I could raise enough money to go all around the world and film in as many cities as possible. As uncomfortable as I feel putting this join button on my channel, I think and I'm hoping that maybe it's okay, because one of the biggest requests from you all on my channel is for me to film in new cities. So now I'll explain to you all what the join button means exactly. When you go on my YouTube channel, you'll notice that right next to the subscribe button, there is a join button. Just to let you guys know, the join button doesn't alter your subscription to my channel at all. You could still be subscribed to my channel and not join the membership. The join button is just an additional thing if you choose to do it. And if you don't do it, that's totally fine, honestly. So when you click the join button, you'll see a page with 3 different membership options that I've put together, and depending on which one you choose to sign up for, I offer you something in return. And if you do decide to sign up for one, honestly, thank you from the bottom of my heart. And if you don't sign up for one, that's totally fine too. You all do enough for me as it is. That's pretty much it. Thank you guys for everything. I love you all, and I'll see you next time.